What up guys, so today is part 3 and the final part for making a future rave track from scratch. We're taking a look at the breakdown, how to process vocals and make them beautiful for future rave and go together with a nice groovy future rave drop that we made. So without further ado, let's go into the project. So now let's see how we go from the drop to the break. So in the drop we have this. So we see that it stops a little bit weird. So we take the melody that we have rendered in audio for CPU purposes. What I usually prefer is to put an endless mile on it. Just make a quick automation. So it goes smoother on the break. So now we have something like this. Instead of this. Okay, so now let's see what we do with the vocals. The vocals are really dry right now. What I usually go for is for Arts Acoustic because it's more chromatic, gives a nice color, and also I put some Echo Boy really fast, like feedback, dual echo, 8th note, and some 16th notes, just so we get the vibe. Let's see now.
Why don't you stay? Why don't you stay?
Okay, so now we have the vocal a little bit more space and ambience. What we usually do in future rave, we go for some nice like pad bass, like open, and we know that we are in G. So probably the vocal starts from G. And let's see how this works with the vocal.
Why don't you stay? Why don't you stay?
So now we have like the foundation, vocals and a big pad bass. So now what we can do right here is introduce the vocal. So what I will usually do is I'll do this. I'll take the first thing that it says, I'll go and edit it. So here it says, why don't you stay? The first thing that we will hear from the vocal is wah. We will take this, put it right here, and do this. Reverse. Now it's like this. It's the same thing, but in reverse. What we want to do now is take a huge reverb. We will take the reverb that we will use in the vocal, which is the Art Acoustic, put like 10 seconds on it, and do this. And we want to record this. We open up Edison, we press right here where it says record, we make sure that it is open, the reverb is open, and now we record. We put that back in the project and then we reverse again. So now we have something going in the vocal. It doesn't come like as a surprise in the mix. And we have this.
Why don't you stay? Why don't you stay?
So we have, I think, a good transition and a good starting point for the break. So what I want to do also is here that says stay. I want to take that, put it right here and make it unique and on another channel with the same settings. But what I want is more feedback. I want it to be like stay. So I want something like this and maybe ping pong. And I want it 100% wet. So we have a good transition for the next part. So let's see for now what's the foundation that we made for the break.
Why don't you stay? Why don't you stay? Why don't you? Don't pretend to put his love away. Why don't you stay?
I think I want to keep it short. It works better, I think, on the clubs and stuff like that. So you don't have a lot of space between the two drops, so the people do not get bored. You can also make it like bigger, melodic and whatever, but usually you do it for like to show off, because sometimes you have like really good drops that work in the club and then the break comes in and it's like 2 minutes long, like playing chords and whatever, and it doesn't make sense. So now that we have an idea of what we are doing in the break and how the structure is going to be more or less, let's see how the track will evolve. So I would say just do the same structure. So we have a very short break that goes to a build up and then to a drop again.
Why don't you stay? Why don't you stay? Oh, don't you? Don't pretend to put his love away. Why don't you stay?
So let's say that we want to do this and then we go to an outro directly. So this would be like the radio version. For the extended version, where you want an outro for the DJs to mix it with other tracks, what you usually do is the opposite of the intro. Like the intro starts slow and builds up. The outro starts big because it has energy leaving the drop, and then you start taking out elements. For example, we will take almost everything. So, what we did today is finish the track. You have like the basic idea of how a track should be. Like intro, build up, drop, outro. You have everything in this project. Now, in order for it to be a full, completely track that has possibilities to be released in a label, or maybe in a good label, you need to do a lot of more work than this. But for what we are doing here, I think this is a great example of how to finish your tracks and don't only make like drops. If you keep practicing on this kind of stuff, you will find your way to be better and do it faster. And when you are getting good at it, you will start to analyze the details and what the tracks need and what it doesn't. For example, this track right now needs some risers in the build-up, needs some better mixing, but overall I think it's okay for what we're doing. So if you like this video, don't forget to like and subscribe. I will see you in the next video. You can find everything in the description below. And until then, see you on the next one. Peace.